Hello everyone, welcome to this video. This is the end of day one progress and what I'm going to do today. So the goal was to build and prime everything in Armageddon. Didn't quite make it there, crashed pretty hard. I have some orc boys with the orc knobs left to prime. And I forgot the last page. So I have 2 orcs on 2 sprues, so 4 orcs that I still have to build. And then I have to prime the orc boys. Now, I'm happy with that, getting done the building, priming of everything else. Some of the kits, they went together really good for the most part. Some of the boys, you have to put an arm in a socket at the same time as putting the chest on, or else you have to cut the nibs off and do it separate. Couple things are a little bit in sub-assembly, so this I'm going to paint separately so that I can attach it on, just to get under here easier. And then we have this one. I figured painting this and the model would be significantly easier if he was not sitting on it. So we have the 10 Gretchen, all the characters, all primed. Push everything out of the way. Then we have the Space Marines as well. Everything for the Space Marines is also built. A couple backpacks and heads were left off just for making painting the cloaks easier, painting the heads easier. Any head that was a face was not glued on, simply because it's not the same color as the armor, so it's a lot less forgiving. And the crew were also left out, so I can get in there. And the main front weapon, nope, that's the other one. That one's gone. So the main gun is also magnetized, so that I can swap them when I feel like it. And they're all primed. So, very successful day, although I didn't 100% complete my goal, which is totally fine. Today is a pretty simple day. I want to texture all the bases. We're doing some family stuff for Father's Day, and yeah, so my time isn't all day. Can't do that. I'm going to texture, well, I'm going to finish building. I'm going to finish building the 4 orcs. Give it a couple hours to cure. Then I'm going to prime all the orcs. While I'm doing that, I'm going to base all the Space Marines. And then when they're done, I will base all the orcs and texture all the orc bases. My bases are pretty simple. Grab a other model. This is drywall compound, which comes in a little bucket, mixed with some Wellbond, which is just glue. You can use white school glue as well. This one just has a little more flex to it over time. And black acrylic dollar store paint, which I do have some. Just using the local dollar store paint. I mix those 3 up, and then I use a dollar store brush it on. The thicker you go, the more texture you can get. You can add in little extra areas, then push them to make them go on slopes and stuff. I also have cork and some other materials. I have some 3D printed bits that may or may not go on some of them. For this set, I'm just kind of going basic. Nothing really needs to be overly done. We do have some characters with some pretty empty bases though, so prime area to put in some bits, and I think that's it. Finish building, finish priming, bases, and then if I start painting, it'll be on the Space Marines, and I will start it's not quite slap chop, where you dry brush white over black. It's similar because I dry brush the whole miniature with, this is primed Zandri dust. I then dry brush with Carrick stone, and then I dry brush again with Carrick stone mixed with a white. This just gives a little variation for when I paint over it with thinner paints later. I don't use contrast on my Space Marines, but there will be a video eventually of how I paint my Space Marines. First, I gotta paint some Space Marines. A lot of this is still on the fly. I can make changes as I go, change the recipes, but the prime Zandri dust, dry brush Carrick stone is the first step for sure. So yeah, that's it for this video, and leave a comment on what you've been up to.